G'day everyone, it's NQ Explorers again. Today we're in another old ghost town. We hunted earlier in the year, last month. The grass has grown up a bit since then because they've had a few storms up in this area. This is the town where they mined wolfram from the 1890s up until around the Second World War. Although the mine is now reopened and they are once again mining wolfram because of the high base metal prices at the moment and Australia's mining boom. This day didn't actually turn out the way we'd planned. We were actually going to go up into the goldfields today and use the Infinium and the AT gold looking for gold nuggets in the creeks. But the creeks are pretty high and there's a few storms around, and it's about 50 kilometres in on gravel roads with a lot of creek crossings, so discretion's a better part of valour, so we retreated just in case we got stuck up there for the night, and we came back down into here where we might find a few old relics today, and if we really like a few coins, and just have a great day out. There's a little bit of rain earlier on and it's very, very humid, but we'll see how we go. I'll be back shortly with the first find. Well, here's my first significant target of the day with quite a deep hole, about 5 inches down. It's a gilt pocket watch part. I'll determine if there's anything written on there and see if it's branded. Good one. There's a lovely surface find from Mrs. NQ. You see it as it was discovered. It's an old fork. Oh, all the prongs are complete. That'll definitely be hallmarked. Doesn't look like it's going to be sterling silver, but oh yeah, there's the hallmark. Yeah, electroplate, but it's got a distinct hallmark there, so I'll get the hallmark up and subtitle on the video. Good one. Oh yes, you can see there's a row of old mango trees. There's half a dozen old mango trees along the main, what used to be the main street. But where Mrs. NQ's hunting it, there's the old schoolhouse. So she's trying to luck up there. I thought I'd just run along the footpath here. There is some concrete footpath remnants along here, and in here was the post office, and I was rewarded straight away with a coin on the footpath. Basically, it looks like an old halfpenny, only about 2 inches down, and it's in a kangaroo, so it's an Australian coin. Good one. Okay, well I'll just give it a clean and we'll get a date. Well, there she is. It's an Australian kangaroo halfpenny, 1941, King George VI. Good one. Well, I'll just keep persevering along these edges where the old footpath used to be. Just along a few paces from that halfpenny, still on the footpath, the road verge, getting a good solid 80, 81. That's a fairly high reading, so may not be a copper coin. We'll have a look. Well, it wasn't a coin. That explains the 81, 82. It's the head off a safety razor. Someone was having a shave in the street. Well, Mrs. NQ on the AT Gold was just hunting up this old track that leads to a residence up the hill. She found these little parts of a lovely old lock that were all in, they were slightly separated in the ground. This one's even still got the little swing latch where the skeleton key would have gone in. We haven't got the lock body or the mechanism, it's just the outside shell. Well, Mrs. NQ's going up this old track here up towards, there's a mine on the top of the hill, but there's some old miner shacks up the hill, and she just found this lovely. Actually, it's the same as what I found a couple of weeks ago in one of the other ghost towns. It's the tank cap off a Primus lamp, the paraffin tank. BJ Horth, HJORTH and Company, Stockholm, Sweden, made in Sweden. I researched that a bit, and BJ Horth, however you pronounce it, didn't invent the Primus stove, but his company was involved in the manufacture of them. He formed a partnership with the inventor, whose name or subtitle escapes me at the moment. But yeah, that's a nice old find. They're lovely solid targets because they're a brass lid. Okay, so we'll just keep up on this old track up here and see what we can get on either side. Great big signal this one, and quite a deep dig. You wonder how these things get down there. It's a complete enamel plate. Wonder when the last meal was eaten off that one. Still got the enamelling on the back. Typical white enamel plate you find in these places, but usually they're not in condition like that. They're usually in pieces. You can see here that there's been an old miner's hut or something. There's a little stone wall there and a flat area. We're getting up the side of the hill now. Well, the plate was followed in quick succession by this lovely little brass screw hook, which would have been maybe a utensil hook or something in the kitchen, hanging on the wall. Well, there's a Mrs. NQ semi-surface find. It looks really good too. It's another bit of cutlery, an old fork, partly buried. It's a beauty. Like a little, one of the smaller dinner forks. Definitely will have a hallmark. And it has, I can see it there. A good one. Well, I'll magnify that and we'll get some information on it. What a great find on the surface. Here's a top find by Mrs. NQ. It's a lovely little brass or copper or something flower off a piece of costume jewellery. The rest of which may still be lurking in the ground here somewhere. That's a really delicate little item. Nice bit of digging there not to damage that one. Okay, well we'll just concentrate in this area for a few minutes. Well, just back at the car for a bit of morning tea. Mrs. NQ finds it's just come down from the top of the hill. That looks like the element from a primer stove. Another stirrup. This one's steel though, not that like that lovely brass one she got last time. Same size adult stirrup. This one's really intriguing. It's an old lady's bag or purse. She hasn't been back up there to check the area. Wonder where the contents went. But it's a little like a clutch sort of purse. You can see the clip on the top and the frame would have been fabric obviously. So that might be worth investigating further up the hill where she picked this up. We invested in one of these car fridges, one of these angle 40 litre fridges. Boy does it make a difference. You can get a cold drink, come back to the car on a hot day like this. You got your food stays cold, you got cold drinks, you can have cold beer if you want it. But really good, just run off the auxiliary battery when the car's stationary. But that's just transformed the day when you can get keep things cool like that. Well, we're just turning up this rocky hillside. We've got this really interesting article just came to light. It's been on a chain of some sort, and it has been gilt. You can see some of that remains on the back, and it's some sort of female figure, perhaps with wings, some sort of goddess or something. I don't know. I can't see it properly. I'll have to clean it and I'll magnify it and see if there's any details on there. But it's a lovely little solid little piece of jewellery that was gilt. Now I'd say it was a necklace of some sort or a part of a bracelet. I don't know. Okay, well I'll just recheck this hole because I just dug that out and we'll see what else is in here. Well, hunting this rocky hillside's paid off. The targets aren't deep, but this one here was a lovely signal, 76, 77, really solid repetitive signal. Looks like it's a penny, been dropped on the side of the hill. Maybe an old English Britannia penny. We'll have a bit of a clean up and I'll get a date off it. Well, that penny's it's a ripper, this one. It's a King George V, Australian, Commonwealth penny, 1917. What a beautiful old coin. Great condition too, because it's on this rocky hillside in a really well drained spot. Righto. Well, how's this for a find, Mrs. NQ? Obviously it doesn't date from the times of the 1890s in the early time of the town. Maybe dates from the 1970s. It's a peace symbol with some sort of god's eye jewel in the centre. It's quite a solid item. I guess it's aluminium or something. We'll see if there's anything written on that. Well, Mrs. NQ is running hot on the cutlery with that AT gold. Beautiful teaspoon. This one in fabulous condition. Looks to be 19th century style, early 20th century, and that'll be hallmarked. And I'll subtitle any information. But I think that's 2 forks and a spoon from the old place. Good one. Well, I was just on the way back down to the Land Rover for a cold drink, just swinging the detector as I went round this beautiful old gum tree here. Got a big signal. It was an 86, 87. I thought, oh, that's going to be a bit of tin trash or something. Look what it is. We've hit silver at last. It's a silver sixpence. It's an English sixpence. And I think it's a veiled head Victoria. I'll get a date. We can't quite see it. We think it may be 1899. But I'll subtitle any information on that. What about that? The old sixpence laying there under this tree for all this years. What you're looking at here is the schoolyard. There's a little one-room school here from about the 1890s right up to the 1950s. But look at it now. Just amazing the way the bush takes these places back. I mean, when you think about it, people had their homes here. The children grew up here, families, they had gardens, and they lived their life up here. And it's there's nothing left now. It's just a really strange feeling in these old ghost towns where you know, there was permanence in the place once, and there was good jobs, and people believed that these mining booms were going to last for a long time, but they don't. And North Queensland's scattered with these little mining towns like this. Average about 200 to 300 people, some of them up to 2,000 to 3,000. They're quite large towns. They had railway lines and railway stations. But by and large, they're these mining towns are, you know, less than 500 people. Still out of school, and they had a government. Usually they had a courthouse. Definitely had a police station because there's all sorts of drinking and hijinks going on. But yeah, the bush takes it back, and there's a couple of mango trees and a bit of bougainvillea, and that's all that's left. And well, I mean, that's what it makes it so satisfying about the hobby of metal detecting. You're actually digging up history. You can feel it in your hands. Like you pick up a coin that the last person that dropped it 100 years ago, and they probably worked hard to earn that penny. And I guess I've got to work hard to pick it with the metal detector too. But anyway, great hobby. I'll get back into it. I'm getting a good solid 76, 78 here. Although it's either very shallow or large, it may not be a coin, but it's a good signal. We'll have a good look at this one. Next finds an old brass doorknob complete. Well, it may not be brass, but it might polish up. I'll have a look at it. Good one. Well, we've just moved into a slightly different area. We're up behind the row of shops here. There's a big Union Hall there, and that's the post office area over there. And there's a draper's store down in there. I was up on this hillside behind the shops, fairly steep. I thought that was a rock at first, but it's actually just a DK granite. Out of this little scrape, I've got this lovely little gilt shield. I'd say it's still got some sort of necklace arrangement or attachment on the back, definitely been gilt. I can't make out what's on the front of that, but I'll magnify it and do a still photograph of it. That was a lovely 76, 77 signal. So it's probably gilt silver, or I don't know. I don't think there's a hallmark on it, but we'll see. Well, I'm at the back of the Union Hall. I just out of quite a deep hole. This one, it was about 5 inches down. It's a lovely Suspender brand brass button. It's a shirt button by the look of that. Good one. Well, we might wrap that hunt up there. I hope you enjoyed that little outing today. Like I said, didn't turn out how we planned. We were going to go looking for gold, but that's okay. We came down here on the relics and we got some great finds there, some nice old relics and some coins. Hit a bit of Victorian silver there. Grass is getting a bit long now. This time of the year in this country, once you get the rain, all the grass comes up really high very suddenly, and then the seeds starts to germinate with the seeds, and it's a plague of seeds in long grass, and detecting it's really difficult until you get a fire later in the year. You can always get in around the bare patches, but you got to put a lot of work into it. But anyway, hope you enjoyed the little outing coming out with us today, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.